Latest weather updates shortly on what's happening in southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales, but right now we're going to go to another live press conference from Brisbane.
The decision that all non-essential public servants should go home and should keep the roads and public transport clear for travel throughout the course of the day. In terms of our dams throughout southeast Queensland are operating normally. Large dams still have capacity, and I will ask the Minister to address this issue very shortly. Non-gated dams in the Gold Coast are at capacity and are spilling as usual. We are constantly watching the dam levels, and if there's any updated information or critical information, I assure Queenslanders we will get that information out as soon as possible. We have just completed a Queensland Disaster Management Committee meeting, and I have to say that all of the mayors online are fully activated. Their local disaster management groups, where necessary, have been stood up, and precautions and preparations are taking place. So I do ask Queenslanders in affected areas to stay tuned and to keep a watch on their local council website for more information. On the issue of schools, I do understand that some children were already in transit when we made the decision to close schools in affected areas. Can I ask those children to continue to make their way to school, where there will be staff to take care of them throughout the course of the day until their parents can make time and preparation to pick them up. So please continue on your way to school if you are already in transit. We apologise for the incredible inconvenience that this has caused, but we had to make the call based on the most updated information from the Bureau. Early childhood centres as well. Parents with children in early childhood centres should make plans to collect their children early today. We have also made the decision to make public transport throughout southeast Queensland free from 10 a.m. this morning to make travel easy for people to get home and stay off our roads. We are confident that the public transport system will operate normally throughout the course of the day, so this is an option, so that this remains an option for people. I will now ask the Bureau of Meteorology to give an update in terms of the current weather conditions.
Thank you. The current conditions have not changed a great deal since we gave the last briefing this morning. What we are seeing though is in the north of the warning area, central Queensland, Mackay, we've actually cancelled the severe weather warning for central Queensland. There is of course lots of water on the ground and in river systems, so flood warnings are still current within that area, but we have been able to shift the severe weather warning for heavy rainfall and damaging to destructive wind gusts further south, so that now extends from just to the north of Rockhampton down to the New South Wales border and out to Roma. So that's the most recent update. During the day, as this system tracks to the south, we will be able to gradually cancel those warnings extending from the north down towards the south during the day. Of course, the situation, the heaviest rainfall is still coming for the southeast Queensland area. We're still expecting those rainfall totals of 150 to 250 millimetres with this system per day. In the Brisbane area, we've already seen over 100 millimetres in some areas and 250 in parts of the Gold Coast hinterland. The rainfall is ongoing, and the damaging winds are still expected along the coast, with gusts in excess of 90 kilometres per hour and potentially in excess of 125 kilometres per hour, about elevated terrain and some of those coastal areas. Obviously with the flooding, I recommend that people keep up to date with the latest developments as it occurs. As the rainfall falls, we'll have more of an indication on flood levels and timings and that sort of thing. So please go to www.bom.gov.au for updates with flood warnings throughout the day and severe weather warnings as well.
Thank you. Is it the case that this system has turned up sooner than you expected? Yesterday you weren't anticipating it to be here till this afternoon.
Look, the system is still tracking as we expected. We're just getting a little bit more intensity of rainfall ahead of the actual system, rather than with the heavier bands that we are anticipating later on tonight.
And will it hang around for longer, do you think?
No, in fact, our latest guidance has the system tracking a little bit quicker than we were looking yesterday. So it does look like the heavy rainfall might actually clear Brisbane around about midnight, or maybe just soon after midnight in the very early hours of tomorrow morning, and likely totally clearing off the Queensland coast before dawn tomorrow. So probably by 3 or 4 a.m. we should see the rainfall clearing off. Of course, we still will have damaging wind gusts along the coastal area. That won't change. That will persist into tomorrow, and we will of course still have all the water in the rivers and creeks, and flooding will be ongoing in coming days.
You're able to say there was talk of about 500 mil, more than 400 millimetres of rain in some areas. Are you able to specifically say where that might happen?
Yeah, so those areas that are likely to see those totals in excess of 400 millimetres are likely to be in the Gold Coast hinterland, Sunshine Coast hinterland, those areas where you get the mountain ranges and the hills quite close to the coastline. Those areas are very prone for the heavy falls.
And just in terms of high tides, is there any high tides coinciding with this weather event?
We do have high tides, and there may be some very minor inundation, but at the moment that's below our warning thresholds.
You were saying 3 o'clock would be the worst time. What time are we expecting it to hit Brisbane at its worst?
Look, it's not, you can't pinpoint it down to a one particular time. It will ramp up throughout the afternoon, and it's likely to be throughout that afternoon, overnight period until the clearance time, probably around about midnight for Brisbane.
Deputy Premier, just on the school closures, or perhaps someone from the Education Department, are parents, are you getting your message out there? Are parents keeping the kids at home?
We are updating our website clearly through the media. We are trying to get the message out as widely as possible. Every individual school has their own independent way of communicating with the parent body, and I understand that each and every single one of the schools has activated that. So all parents from all schools affected should have the message. As Matt from BOM said, the weather will continue to deteriorate over the course of the day. Our number one issue is to keep Queenslanders safe, and that means as few people as possible on our road system as this weather system deteriorates and continues to dump water and continues to escalate in terms of wind speed throughout the southeast Queensland corner. We want parents and children home safe, and if you can, please check on elderly neighbours, friends and family.
Any news on those rescues?
Yep, Katarina.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, we're in the process of rescuing as we speak 11 people stranded near Eton. Those numbers I can't say are absolutely correct. There may be some variance in that. I also have 40 people that need to be rescued in the Homebush area. However, Swiftwater crews are in attendance and to evacuate that group to West Leagues Club. Earlier this morning, we also had a heavily pregnant female evacuated from a house in Homebush and was relocated to the Eton Rural Fire Shed, and since then this morning has been evacuated by Queensland Rescue Helicopter also to West Leagues Club. Throughout the evening, we had some 38 incidents involving water rescues. We have some 12 incidents currently taking place that we have got crews on the ground. Thankfully, the weather is continuing in that area up there, so I ask people who are in this situation, please be patient. We are definitely getting to you. We know where you are. We have got the helicopters working within that area, as well as Swiftwater Rescue, and SES. Please be patient with us. We will get to you as soon as humanly possible.
What sort of situation are they in? Are they on their verandas, or what can you say?
Look, throughout the evening, from about 9 onwards, there was flash flooding, particularly in that area, so we did have people up on the top level of their houses, reports of people on roofs of their houses and roofs of their cars. So it was an extraordinarily difficult period of time from about 9 o'clock to about 2-3 this morning that we could establish that we believe everyone within that area is safe. We haven't got reports of missing people at the moment, so we're quite confident that everyone is safe at this stage and accounted for, and there's still rescues going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'll be very brief. One of the things that concerns me about this system is that it is very much in the southeast, an intensifying system, meaning as the day progresses into this evening, we're going to see the weather deteriorate very badly for us. Winds are going to pick up. I think what we've got to be careful is to make sure that we're not sending a message that you might have 400 millimetres or 500 millimetres of rain in a particular area. It could actually happen everywhere. We've got to be conscious that this system is a very large system and it's starting to move quite quickly. And yes, thankfully by tomorrow we're hoping that it'll be gone and out to sea. But between now and then, if people take their normal precautions, if they're in low-lying areas, they ensure that their property's safe, but more importantly, they ensure that their family's safe. Meaning that if your area normally floods in these sorts of circumstances, go and stay with relatives somewhere safe. Take your family and get out of the